this is a hard one to predict, man. This is a hard one to predict because he is undefeated. He doesn't know what it's like to be beat, and two, we don't have much tape on him, so I don't know what guy's going to show up. I don't know if this guy's going to come and all of a sudden it's a war at the beginning. We get caught. I don't know. This one is a little difficult because of that.
The last fight was on pay-per-view. Now you're on free HBO. Do you genuinely think that 160 pound is done? Does Gennady have to move up to be a worldwide superstar? 168, maybe 175?
No, I think we need to keep him busy. I think that when Marvin Hagler was at 160, nobody asked him to move up. I mean, he was dominating everybody. I think that right now the goal is to be the unified champion, one, and two, we're getting close to Bernard's record. But as I was saying to somebody a little while ago, in what era, and name me any era, has a fighter in any division dominated a division like Golovkin is dominating his division right now? Nobody. You can go back to Larry Holmes, you can go back to Joe Louis and say he fought a bunch of bums. Doesn't matter. Any fighter. Look at Bernard's, some of his resume. It was a lot of guys in there that didn't belong in there. But nobody in any era is dominated like Golovkin is dominating right now.
But Hagler, he had Sugar Ray Leonard, he had Hearns, he had Duran.
He had Leonard three years out of retirement. 3 years out of retirement.
That's true.
And he got beat. Okay, and you know who Ray Leonard fought before that? Kevin Howard, and knocked him out in 9 rounds. So how do you compare Kevin Howard to Marvin Hagler and if he beats him? 3 years out of retirement.
But I'm saying, but do you think that if he does stay at middleweight, which is okay, you think he needs the names though, right? For him to be compared to like a Hagler? Eventually he'll need the names, right?
Eventually they're going to have to fight us. When Hagler, Leonard, Hearns, Benitez, and Duran were all, it was a different era then. People fought everybody. A loss wasn't a death sentence. Today, they think if you lose, nobody wants you no more. Those guys fought each other and made for great fights. I hope that this era changes and kind of goes back to that so that we see the best fighting the best, but it's not up to us. All we can do is just continue training, continue being ready, and give opportunity to guys like we got the opportunity 4 or 5 years ago to guys like Dominic Wade.
Why don't you pull a Shannon Briggs? I'm sorry, one more. Why don't you pull a Shannon Briggs and show up at Canelo's dinner plate or something like that, his dinner table or something like that?
Because I think that this has become such a business that it doesn't matter what we do, just like Shannon. Oscar's going to do what's best for Oscar and best for Golden Boy Promotions. And I believe that if it was Canelo would fight us.
Do you worry at all, about maybe Golovkin getting too old? Because that the time, it's ticking, and it's not like he's not someone who does not get hit.
In this business, it's not about years. It's about difficult fights and difficult rounds and difficult training camps. Canelo's been a pro longer than Golovkin has.
Yeah, but
Canelo's had tougher fights than Golovkin has. So the age really is not going to matter until we get to 40, 41, 42, because then Father Time will take over. But I think that in this period, just like with a lot of great fighters have been pros for 8 to 10 years, it takes a little time for them to wear out.
So you think he's got another 5-6 years?
I think he's got another 4 or 5 years, yeah.
How much? It's not that much.
Good years.
Yeah.
How much pressure will you put on WBC after this fight?
Let's see. There's no need to be any pressure to be put on because I have in my possession a copy of a letter, a mandate that was signed by all parties involved. Golden Boy, Canelo's people, Canelo, K2, Golovkin, that says they have 15 days after their fight, May 7th, to decide whether they want to fight Golovkin. If they don't, or the winner of this fight, I should say, Golovkin Wade. If they don't want to fight him, they need to say that within 15 days or they'll get stripped. If they say they want to fight him, they have 30 days to negotiate. Once they negotiate, and they can't come to an agreement within 30 days, it goes to purse bid. When it goes to purse bid, and the negotiations and the fight itself will be conducted under WBC rules. So any BS you hear about Oscar saying about 90-10 and all that is ludicrous, okay? What happens is the champion gets a percentage, the challenger gets a percentage, it goes to purse bid, whoever wins the purse bid gets the fight.
Is Oscar afraid of losing his company if Canelo loses?
I've said it before, I wouldn't say it that way, but I think that you would have to question who else Oscar has. I mean, if Canelo loses, that's a difficult situation that he finds himself in. But although I think that Canelo losing against Golovkin could be done twice, because I think it's that kind of fight. I think Canelo's that good that would give Golovkin that kind of fight.
Do you think there's a lot of pressure on Solomon? He's going to have to.
We can take him.
De La Hoya